righteous and you are victorious, and your behavior will be one of warfare but in righteousness. Praise the Lord. Praise God for that. So we have our leader. And just to validate what we, not validate rather, but yes, what I'm saying, of course, the scriptures is the ultimate. I have a quote from E.G. White on who is this Michael rather. She says here, gave him life before his body, clearly. You remember where Moses was God. So here, he where was it that resurrected Moses? Hello? Who is a God? That is Michael's name. And God alone. So how could I say the Son of God is God and the Father is God and yet there's only one God? Thinking and shoot a while, let me give you a good answer. I got people. How many humans? One. But how many people are here approximately? Humanity, but several people. They all share the same divine nature, praise God. And so then, we only worship one God. Though there are three members, we have a whole to be taken from him. But Christ did not rebuke his adversary. I like that. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Often things are done to us. And what do? A warfare with him. He defeated it in heaven. Amen. Sorry. Though it was through his temptation that the servant of God had fought us. True. He's the accuser of the brethren. And any time you find yourself accusing the brethren, you are on Satan's side, brethren. Think about it. Are you an accuser of the brethren? Meaning that you're cahoots with Satan. That's a very serious thing, to be claiming. Now in John chapter 11, Christ made it abundantly clear that he is the resurrection of the life. And that is why he was able to resurrect Moses. So I will explore some thoughts on that. Hopefully, we've got a couple of minutes left. So then, my question to you is, who is like God? I want to turn to, of course we saw Proverbs 30 verse 4 already. And I want to go to Mark verse 20 to 23. I will read something as well and we'll see what is this saying. Matthew chapter 1 verse 6. It says here, but while he thought, that is Joseph, but while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. And she shall bring forth a son, and shall call his name what? Jesus. Made by Isaiah, forth a son, and they shall call his name what? Amen. Which being interpreted is what? Aha! Amen. Not two gods, but one God. God says only begotten Son. And John 8:44 says that God is the Father of Jesus. That doesn't catch that there. And John 20, and I want to turn to that one. John 20, 30 and 31. I mentioned this. John chapter 20. Matter of fact, let me read from verse 38 to type something very quickly because I do what? Touch the wounds and push my hand inside his side, I will not believe. But then, having done that, Thomas confessed, my Lord and my God. If you say that any person on the earth, it will be very sacrilegious to call a person God. And Christ himself said that he is God. the Jews understood that and get very angry. No one. So, Michael, who is like God, and we're going to explore something very importantly as we go. I know you're trying to catch on some words, but you can get it, don't bother. Now, is the Son of God merely like God, or is he of God? This is my question. Is the more than just being like God, is he very of God? Now, on the homoousion, the first word, means of the same substance. And homoousion means of different substance, but like the Father. Now, you see those two words? Those two words was a 4th century contention between Christians. And it split the Christian church in virtual half. War broke out over those two words. And the only difference between those two words is the I between the two O's. Look at it carefully. Just the letter I between those two O's caused war and caused a situation that obtains up to this day, and I will show you. And more than that, that led to the papacy establishment in the year 538, having destroyed the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, and the Herodians. And you know who they were? They were persons who believed in this second part. That is, they were Arians. Have you ever heard that word before? Yeah. Well, let me give you a little background because it's important for us to understand things, because sometimes we can be brought into situations without the knowledge and we can feel very deficient. But there were two priests, of course this is Roman Catholic Church time, and they were arguing that the Son of God is of the same substance as the Father, and one group was saying no, he's real. But I will show you how important it is, significantly important. One fellow called Athanasius said that the Son of God was of the same substance as the Father. And Arius said no, he was of a different substance. Now the word of means, like I said, the same origin, of the same substance. Like means similar to, as we are fully aware. So the question is, which of these perspectives is correct? Christ is of the same substance as the Father. Now, I will read a reference to you. And by the way, he asked this question, who is it that teaches that Jesus, the Son of God, is not of the same substance? Anybody know? It is happening today. Arius, the Arius teaching. Anybody know who it is? Let's go a little further. Somebody that you know, everybody know this person or these people. Did I give you my hand now? He created, he could not was the salvation that he did. You see, it only takes God to atone for sin and indeed be responsive to the broken law. Praise him. Praise him. So brethren, listen very carefully. These things are life and death. And let me read it to you to show you that it's not a joke. It may sound to some people as if, what is the brother teaching? But we've come to a time, brethren, that every wind of doctrine is blowing in Adventism, and they're in trouble today with this whole concept. Listen to what it says. And this conference, Signs of the Time, 20th of November, 1893. I'll get back there. Now, she quoted John chapter 10, verse 25 to 30. Now, you will see what we're talking about. She says, the Jews had never heard such words from human lips, and a convincing influence attended them. For seeing that divinity